So today, I want to tell all our YouTube and our listeners out here that we are the universe's Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, mind, body, spirit. So welcome to CSL Charlotte. Today, we're talking about embracing divine doubt, wonder, brilliance, and grace. Because it's I am, we're going to start with a short centering. So relax your eyes by looking into your lap or closing them if you choose. Now, when you breathe out, really nice and slow, relax everything within you so you can hear. Because every time, I want you to know a little bit about doubt before we get started. Every time doubt arises, it invites me back into the truth of who I am. That's why divine doubt doesn't frighten me, scare me, or throw me into any kind of frenzies. But you got to remember this. I am is older than doubt by billions of years. That word was created in the English language somewhere. The I am is not touched by the English language. It's not even touched by fear or anything else on the fear side. But I am is already whole. The I am is that oneness with spirit that you got to remember when you say I am. So stop saying I'm sick or I am tired. Cut it. Cut it. Because that's not what you want to have already connected to you. You want the I am that's already whole, already connected, and already aligned with the field. So when I speak from that place and breathe from that place, I remember doubt doesn't disappear. What it does, it loses its authority. So as I stand in that truth that it loses its authority because I remember who I am, then I let it vibrate. And it goes right through my consciousness. And then divine doubt becomes divine awakening. So everything is divine today. So what we share here is very, very valuable, and it's deeply valued by each and every one of us here at CSL Charlotte. And I just allow anyone who feels fed by it to support it. Our community flows very well and is sustained through your generous donations and sharing. But thank you very much for your part in all of that, because with that energy, you help a lot of things with us. And if you use that same energy, it's all energy, and open your heart and your mind, you can begin to embrace divine doubt for yourself today. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and connect your mind, body, and spirit. And now listen with that connection of your mind, body, and spirit. There are moments in life. Well, let me just speak for myself. But there are moments in my life when I realize I'm a part of this quantum field that surrounds me. I know it surrounds me. I feel it. What about you? When you find yourself there in that spot, maybe it's from sitting with yourself, or maybe it's just you just taking that time with you. Well, you catch glimpses of how deeply supported you are already. Because sometimes it can come through a dream. It could feel like happiness made visible. Now you can see happiness. Happiness is usually felt. You get what I'm saying? But see, when you get to that point where you start to catch those glimpses in your peaceful moments, you see it. So it's like happiness made visible. It also shows up when somebody celebrates you. And then you wake up from that dream or from that sitting or from whatever you're doing. Every one of those things to me are all me in the quantum field. I could be coming out of the dream. I could be sitting with myself. All of this. Then you awake, and then you find yourself feeling vibration. And that vibration that you're feeling is the feeling of being seen and received. And with that, in and of itself, you have a vibration that's going to manifest anything in your physical world on the best side because you're feeling on the best side. Am I making sense? So the good news is that some people may come up and give you they may give me a sign and say, you know what you said just spoke to my spirit. It landed on me. And that feels good because that puts me in a greater space. So the next time I'm ready for the next group, I'm high. I'm already there because I am really actually feeling received and seen and grateful, everything. So, gratitude comes in all kinds of forms and, doubt comes too. But see, sometimes it comes through, and I'm talking about gratitude. Sometimes it comes through in unexpected openings, and it creates things in our lives. Like for me, a new client or a new opportunity. I got another opportunity on the horizon, and it shows up as a doorway, a new doorway into the work I'm doing here on my life, on the world. And so those moments are when I know that I am living right inside the quantum field. When things are going right, I just know I'm in it. And it's in me. I'm not, and it's not even, nothing is waiting for me to be perfect. It's nothing withholding my good until I eliminate every doubt, because doubt's a part of us. But the quantum field is right here, listening and aligning with me. So I just have to remember those doubts, those times when I'm not so sure about things, or when I'm looking for so much certainty, that the field awaits for my yes. So that's why it's divine doubt, because divine doubt is not the enemy to manifestation. It's the place where we learn to trust that sitting with our oneness with spirit, even when we can't see the thing in the physical moment. Because everything we want is already existing in the field. And the moment we observe it, the moment I say, that's a beautiful flower that I'm going to get, or that's the gratitude, that's the joy. All of that vibrates and it gives me this feeling of expectancy. But we begin to draw that into the physical realm for ourselves. So that's why I'm shining the light on divine doubt, because it's a good thing, doubt. I want to invite you into a different relationship with the parts of yourself that you usually hide. And one of the things is people carry doubts of their worth, of their choices, of their path, and their affiliations with a lot of things. But most of us treat doubt like it's some type of stain on the oneness with spirit, and it's something you got to tuck away or hide or act like it doesn't exist. But yet, here's the truth. People rarely speak aloud like this. Doubt is not the opposite of the divine. It's not the opposite of the divine. Doubt is one of the ways that divine gets your attention. So now remember that. So when you start to say, oh, I am now sitting with myself, and then something comes up to you and says, is this really happening? Is anything worth it? Right? That's the doubt trying to come up, but that's the way of getting your attention to let you know that you're doubting. So when I ask myself, what doubts do I hide? Then this also makes sense for me to say, what am I afraid would happen if someone saw my doubts? Would they think less of me? Would they see the times that I whine a lot and judge me? Oh, yeah. I catch myself whining, and that's when doubt says, hey, that's when everything starts to say to me, hey, you're aware that you're whining. There's some doubt somewhere. So would they see that as me living what I know? Or would they just say, well, no, she don't just talk it, she walks it, she lives it. It doesn't matter what you think about me. Right? So that's what you want to think. What doubt isn't a flaw? It's not a flaw, a problem. What if it's not something wrong with your spiritual life just because you have the word doubt? What if it's the entry point into your spiritual life instead of the actual flaw in it? What if that? Change that way of looking at that. What if the very thing you try to conceal, which is doubt, is the thing that could anchor you in curiosity? Because being anchored in curiosity is the best place to be. Because curiosity opens the door for you to walk into it. It opens the door to revelation and insight. It's the beginning of spiritual intelligence. And curiosity is how my particular oneness with spirit says, wait a minute, there's more here. You're sitting here saying that, am I doing this right, or is this going to work out? But wait, there's more. That's what my oneness with spirit is saying. But then it says, just stay away. Stay away. So instead of hiding my doubt, what I do is I look at it and say, what are you trying to show me to the doubt? Doubt becomes dangerous only when it's buried and hidden away, because let me tell you something, when it's brought to the light, it becomes your teacher. We're not here to conquer doubt. We're not even here to just try to eliminate any of it on the fear side. We're not. We're here to be friends with it. So let it become a compass and a conversation with your oneness with spirit. And see, this way, when you sit with yourself, you are stronger in all of the different parts of you that you think you need to hide. I notice sometimes people come to the consciousness meeting and say, everything's great. I don't want to say that. Because they don't want to talk about those things that they might. This one person, I just love her for doing that. She speaks it right out. This is what I'm having. And I don't want to, whatever she said. But let me just tell you, she's the one that's healing and transforming, and because she's up there, she's talking and she's letting it out. Let doubt become the spark that leads you deeper into your own unfolding. Because at some point in your spiritual life, you have to ask this really powerful question. How do I think I'm going to get what I want? See, that question shows you the entire structure. Let's say, for example, there's a structure inside your inner life, right? And so in it, this structure is already built, but you keep throwing flaws in it and things like that. But where, if you were to let it and watch and see what it's exposing you to, what fears and doubts is exposing you to, then you'll be exposed to all these other things that come with it. Your impatience, your sense of lack, and the stories you tell yourself. And that's going to come up not to hurt you or haunt you. It's going to come up so you can change them. Those are behaviors that you get to change when you just calm down and sit with yourself. Sitting with yourself stops you from believing those things about life, like it's scarce and everything is so little and I don't have enough and this and that. And then it can stop you from even imagining. Some people imagine, and I used to do the same thing back in the day because that's when my mom used to believe, people, they blocking you from doing. Nobody's blocking me. Stop. Because then what happens is you'll stop listening to the ego whispering those false ideas. Don't let them steal your joy. And if people don't agree with you, you're not wrong, but you believe that because your doubt is telling you, well, maybe there's something wrong with the way I'm thinking. No. Every time I invite somebody to this community, I'm not concerned about what their belief is because I already cleared mine. So they can't take my joy and they don't have to agree with me. So it's in those moments that you feel yourself slipping in and out of consciousness and into overwhelm when you are worried about how somebody's looking at you or you doubt how great you are. It's in those moments that when doubt will make you forget that what you already want is already done. Like Ruby keeps saying it, I can't wait till she just see it. She says it's already done. It's already done in the field. That's what you got to see when you start that doubting. People can be so convinced about so many things. They can be convinced that they're politically right, socially right, and spiritually right. And then, with all of this right that they think they are righteous, they lose themselves. The truth is, our spiritual practice converts us into a good belief. See, you can take your thoughts and change it into a belief, convert it. You can believe, you take your thoughts and convert it, a belief, into embodiment. As long as you want it to be good and to give you your manifestation that you want. And embodiment turns into your manifestation. Because when I wake up in the morning, I am literally smiling these days. But let's talk about what Melissa talked about in the reading. When you believe you're not enough. She talked about self-doubt. You see, self-doubt is universal. It's the quiet little ache, the little push, the hurt. It's just beneath so many of our choices. I'm getting ready to go out here and open up a whole new community to Rosedale. I've gotten 3 communities out here that I've been working with, and people know my name now. I could go to Walmart. You Rosedale, not. But at the beginning, it was really hard. Oh, I know you. I'm going to give you a call. Can I give you a number? When you're doing it enough, and you know inside of you that you got all those choices and start doing them, oh my goodness. And when you believe you're not enough, this is the problem. You think you're not spiritual enough. That's the doubt. You think you're not wise enough, and you think you're not worthy enough. You begin to hide. I couldn't hide. I had to go out there and talk to people about what I do in order for them to know. And when I got a chance, I would tell them. I'm telling people every day what I do. And the people that's interested is going to come and say, let me see what you're about. And the people that want to heal are going to come and they're going to heal in different places that they want. Because they saw something in me that could heal something in them, and they came along with it. You see, you can begin to hide from all that stuff. You can withdraw from all of it because you're saying, oh, I know, I just keep sitting home and doing nothing. That's withdrawal. You can disconnect from community talking about it because you're trying to say, well, I don't want to talk about it. But then when you do disconnect from your community with it, you disconnect from what else? Your oneness with spirit. See, the problem is not doubt itself. The problem is your rejection of the doubt. Because whatever you pretend to be, it doesn't matter. But when you pretend something doesn't exist, remember this, it still grows in the dark. You ever heard that saying before? You can hide that all you want to, but that problem you talking about is still growing in the dark. So you got to sit with yourself and break it. Break that habit of letting it take over. That's the behavior you have to stop. Because when you allow self-doubt to be a part of your human experience, you bring it into the light. And when you bring it into the light, it's your doorway. It's no longer a verdict that, well, you are so whatever, because you have doubts. You have doubts? What's wrong with you? That's not the way we're going to do that. We're going to look at our doubts so we can stay connected. We're going to look at our doubts so we can stay curious and ask it, what is it you want from me? And if you hold self-doubt with honesty and compassion for yourself, it becomes the beginning of what? Your spiritual maturity. Spiritual maturity just keeps coming and coming and coming in us. We're just constantly getting mature. Allow it. Self-doubt keeps you honest. It keeps you aware of how you feel or think. So here's another thing. It comes from you running from, whatever it is you're running from. So if you're running from doubt, you're running from love, you're running from whatever it is, you have to remember you're in doubt. It keeps you open when you constantly being curious. It keeps you open from what's revealing in your life. And when you're sitting in community and you're talking about it and you're sharing it, self-doubt keeps it real. It keeps it vulnerable and it keeps you authentic. Authenticity is going to be the part that's really going to rock the world of your field. So my goal for this community is to be a place where people no longer fear expressing self-doubt. This community is where self-doubt becomes a place of meeting our grace and meeting our happiness visibly. It's a place where oneness with spirit can meet us and remind us that wherever we are, we're never, ever going to be separate from the source, no matter how much doubt you have. So make doubt divine and embrace that doubt. Because I am no longer interested in hiding what I know to be true. For too long, lots of ministers, I'm saying, people in my position, I noticed a lot of people, they soften the real truth about what I'm saying here, because people think, oh, I don't want to say that, because then the people are going to think we're woo-woo. I don't care if you think I'm woo-woo. This is truth, I'm telling you. So they try to soften it with their truth. They try to dilute it, or, they don't want to speak, or they hop around the story and the subject because they think that something's wrong with them. You're never going to get me to doubt myself. Ever again. There was a time when I wasn't sure. Now, let me ask you this. Are you becoming sure what you're a part of? Are you becoming sure that you're a part of this oneness within your spirit? Because the truth is, for me, I live in a quantum field. I'm not ashamed to say that. If you don't like quantum field, then fill the words, fill in the blanks. But I'm not afraid to say I live in the quantum field. I'm not afraid to say I live in my oneness with spirit to anyone, because I experience it. It's not just an idea, and it is my reality. It's another side of my reality. Last Monday morning, go back and thinking about reality and whatever you might call space cadet or whatever. Last Monday morning, before I woke up, I was fully, and lots of times, most of things happen in between sleep and wake. You gotta be noticing what's happening in you so that you can manifest things. You have to see, feel, and understand this power that you have. You get it. So anyway, I can't explain that to you much more. You have to believe it and do it. But you know what? I was in a soft space, which I usually am when I first wake up, between dreaming and awake. Place, wherever I was, it was in the quantum field, and it was still speaking to me as I was coming into this field, the physical realm. So from the quantum field to the physical realm, we're in it all day, in and out, all day, all day, all day. So you know what? I wonder if you're living in the quantum field in your sleep, could that be your reality in those 8 hours, and you come back and do these 8 hours here? Yes. So know it. Know you got these two parts of you. See, in that space that I'm in, or was I in every morning, I was in a conversation in this particular one. And this guy was telling me how grateful he was with how I did certain things. It was a car dealership. What did I have to do with that? I don't know, but I let him keep telling me. But see, this is what was happening. He was thanking me and celebrating me about something. So even though the details, I say this, the details belong to the dream world. I don't know what the details of the dream was, but when I got finished, it was real. And I woke up inside that vibration, and I was feeling so good because, like I just said, I felt recognized, supported, and I felt met, MET, by some bigger part of my consciousness. And I felt great. Come on. Sit with yourself long enough. Get out of there and stop sitting there and marinating in your stew that you got. You're still in that same old seasoning sauce. Use the daggone, Lawrence instead. Stop. So I sat there and I marinated in that beauty for a few minutes, and it took my whole day. And that's when I went into a beautiful whole new scene where I decided that I'm going to a new community and got involved with a new community. And now they're asking me, well, we would like you here. Listen, it was the field itself, that dream reminding me of what was going to happen that day. So that's why I stayed in the gratitude of feeling good about that, right? And so it was just so fabulous. So that I am already in that relationship with the potential, and it's all around me. Thank you, Robert. It's all around me, and I love you, Robert. So that's what it feels like to live in the quantum field. It doesn't wait for me to be fully awake. It doesn't wait for me to be certain exactly how everything is going to happen. It doesn't even wait for me to eliminate all the doubts that I might have. It just speaks in between places. And it speaks between sleep and awakening, between potential. It just speaks. It's always speaking in between your potential and your manifestation. But it's you who have to change that behavior that's stopping you from hearing. So between who I have been and who I am embodying is where this quantum field is. And I'm done pretending any other way. That's just what it is. I'm done pretending that spirit is distant off somewhere and I'm not sure, or maybe things, or you know how you tell somebody, back in the day when I was talking about this, I would say, well, maybe it could be. No, it ain't could be. That's spirit. I'm done pretending that spirit is not here in my life. That's my experience, and I'm not playing small, and I'm not thinking I'm too much when I do that, and I don't have any fear if people can't hear me. It's not my problem. If I don't speak the truth of my oneness with spirit, how will anyone else learn how to trust their own truth? If I water it down, how will anyone know what is possible? You know, I've watched Reverend Ike's church since he died in, I want to say 2009 or 10. And I saw his community. Now, I'm just not being a judge about it, but they went from a high and mighty science of mind while he was alive to trying to please the public by talking about Jesus and, the Christian way, so they can keep themselves afloat the way he did. But I'm telling you, that man's power was so true, and he was so legit with his doubts and all the things that he brought with him along with this, but he never let go of the truth. He never diluted. He said, you can't lose with the stuff I use. Well, that's how I feel. So if I hide this, how will anyone recognize the field when it begins speaking to them? Because it's speaking to you, you just got to hear it enough. So I speak this plainly. Everything I want exists in that field that's right here, right around me, and I choose it by observing it with happiness. Then I let that joy vibrate in me. And then you know what happens? I become curious. And that that curiosity opens me up. So I want you to do that. Take your curiosity and take your courage and speak up. Let this next song be your bravery. Because you see, when you let this next song speak that perfection to you, the next time you feel that opening of how this observation works for you and how this vibration and curiosity is for you, the next time you feel that, you will know you got to be brave. If doubt is still whispering, choose courage. I don't care what doubt says to you. Let this song speak the part to the part of you, which is the I am part of you, that you're ready to step forward. Let it speak to you. So, our giving is part of the same process that we're talking about. It's about embracing divine doubt. Enough to say, you know what? I don't doubt that this community is such a powerful place for me to be transformed. Thank you for supporting that. Same unity, the same community that supports you. See, this community exists because we all participate in its unfolding. And for you, your support keeps this community alive so it can keep supporting you. Isn't that something? Everybody gets to benefit. Each gift that you give here is an observation, a way of you saying, I believe this field and I believe in my own growth. That's what you're saying. So give today, and you'll be given to that energy that lives in this space. You'll be given to it. Good job. So thank you for strengthening, embracing divine doubt and how it works through your giving. And thank you for joining us and listening about embracing divine doubt. And it works in your life. So now, guys, how about we wrap up all together this beautiful time that we spent? I'm still remembering embracing that divine doubt, and I hope you remember it too, because it can still happen, constantly happen. Let it happen. Embracing divine doubt. What it does is it means closing courage, matching your vibration, and manifesting whatever it is that you can get beyond that doubt. And the more you do it, the more consistently you are with sitting with yourself, the easier it is to start to unfold and embrace that divine doubt. So the quantum field is always supporting in every divine doubt you have. So make sure you get it. And until we meet again, start embracing divine doubt to carry it forward in your life. And so it is.